The wife of a man accused of fatally shooting two people in Bloomfield, Nebraska, has pleaded not guilty to a charge related to the deaths. Court documents show 27-year-old Kaylin Sweezy has pleaded not guilty to one count of tampering with evidence. She's accused of helping to hide a shotgun used in the killings of 77-year-old Curtis Strom and 49-year-old William Reffert. Authorities say on February 20th, Sweezy's husband, 25-year-old Elias Reed, entered the bowling alley in Bloomfield and fatally shot Strom and Reffert. Sweezy allegedly helped Reed hide the murder weapon following the shooting. She is expected back in court June 25th for her pre-trial hearing, and then again on August 19th for her jury trial. Meanwhile, the court will get an update on Elias Reed's case later this month. Last month, the judge sent him to a psychiatric hospital in Lincoln. The doctor who evaluated Reed determined that he's presently incompetent to stand trial, but he believes Reed's competency could be restored in the future. Reed's attorney also wrote that he's struggling to understand the gravity of court proceedings and potential consequences he now faces. A hearing on Reed's status is scheduled for May 16th.